Welcome to Eagle Stadium for Game 1 of the Big V Championship Men's Grand Final Series between Wyndham and Sunbury Jets. The Big V and Wyndham Basketball Association acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, the Wadawurrung people, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. The Sunbury Jets entered this ultimate best-of-3 series, having topped the table with an impressive 20-win, 1-loss season, while Wyndham finished second with 17 wins from their 21 outings. They're both deserving of a place in the Grand Final playoff series after the Jets disposed of Hume and Wyndham dispensed with McKinnon in their respective semi-final series. Hello, I'm Wes Cusworth, filling in for regular play-by-play commentator Mitch Child, and I'm really looking forward to what should be a terrific contest, tipping off in just 60 seconds. Quite a nice little crowd has gathered here at Eagle Stadium in the fine part of Melbourne, Melbourne's west, of course, Wyndham. A strategic area for the development of the game, and Wyndham Basketball Association is certainly doing its very best to ensure that the players emerging through junior ranks from the grassroots level are getting their opportunities to excel, as I'm sure Sunbury are too. A fine program, particularly this championship men's team, well coached by John White. Plenty of assistance for him from James Weston and Chris Tye, just as Lucas Allen is doing a fantastic job in his maiden season with Wyndham. Just moments away from tip-off here at Eagle Stadium on the Nickel Championship courts. And we're looking forward to bringing you all the action throughout the course of Game 1. Great sense of respect between these two sides as we get things underway. And it's going to be the home side with first use, with Tommy Ayolara elevating and giving Maurice Howard an opportunity. Nice cut from Cav Green. He gets proceedings underway for the home side. That's the ideal beginning. Here's Nathan Marshall, captain of the Jets, inspiring ball handler, leader of men. As they're looking to create something nice and early, elevating. Not completing the basket, but nonetheless attracting the foul. And that's Max Barkley. And the foul is called on Maurice Howard, which is something that no doubt the home side will lament. Maurice coughing up an early one. Barkley at the stripe. Makes good use of the first. Confident player. One of the key players in this Sunbury Jets lineup as he ties the scores up at 2 apiece early doors here in Game 1 of our best-of-3 series. Green surveys his options. Good defensive work there on that occasion by the Jets. There's Howard going hard at the basket. Heavy clash of bodies. And the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a Wyndham ball. So Howard goes with a long extraction of the ball to Green, and that's good defensive work by the Jets on that occasion in repelling the home side and preventing Wyndham from getting their shot away in time. And as a consequence, it's going to be the Jets with another opportunity from the back half. Plenty of pressure by Maurice Howard, Barkley. Clayton and now Barkley. Sanders drives to the hoop, makes good. Sanders has got his scoring underway. He's been an absolutely prolific performer for the Jets throughout the course of the season. Here's Ayolara, Tong from distance. Plenty of iron, won't drop. Cav Green. And he pops the 2. Cav Green's got 4 points. I was talking about Ish Sanders. He averages 26 points a game. He's an absolutely dynamic player in this competition. Here's Marshall. Sanders and Marshall. Finding the iron is Clayton, won't go. Oh, Marshall's got another opportunity. The rescue mission for the Jets on that occasion. He works hard against Aolara. Oh, nice work by Marshall. Oh, that's fantastic combination by the visitors, and Blackshear jams at home and gives the Jets the advantage by 2 early doors, first term. Great combination on that occasion by the Jets. It was pretty impressive stuff by Marshall to set it up. Mid-range jumper on that occasion won't drop for Ayol. Just overcooked the shot slightly. And it's going to be a Wyndham ball. Howard. Aolara wide open. He overcooks the shot. And I think it's going to be another Wyndham ball. Yeah, it sure is. They're certainly getting their opportunities. Maybe just not quite hitting the mark as they would like. That's a lovely piece of work by Cav Green, who really looks like he's come to play today. He's got 6 points. In fact, he's got all Wyndham's 6 points. Clayton. Hard up against Aolara. Barkley. Nice work by Barkley. Sells a little candy. Just a bit short on the shot. That's Howard brings it up. And worked it off to Ayol, who brought it up the court. We've got a foul. 2 to come for the home side. And it's going to be Cav Green, who, as I said, has started in very bright fashion in game 1 of our best of 3 playoff series. He's at the stripe. Foul was caught on Ish Sanders. Cav Green makes good with the first. And 2 for 2, and he's got 8 points. Cav Green leads all scorers at this point in time. Of course, a great player, averaging 16 points a game with his 10 rebounds and 2 assists. Quality performer, fabulous import for Wyndham. Here's Barkley going hard up against Howard. Found the iron, won't go, and Barkley accepting of the decision. Initially a little questioning of the call that it was a Wyndham ball, but ultimately accepting. And now the home side leading by 2 with another opportunity. Ayol. Foul's called. And it's called on Trevon Clayton for his first personal foul. That's just the second team foul. And Manel Ayol will go to the stripe for the home side. He makes good with the first. Two for 2 for Ayol, and Wyndham leads by 4 with 6:36 remaining in the first term. Jets with plenty of support today. There's been plenty of Sunbury supporters venture south to Wyndham for this contest. Here's Barkley. Nice Blackshear. Sanders dishes to Marshall. Drives and then pushes out to Clayton. And we've got a foul. And 2 to come. And the foul's called on Tomi Aolara, the captain of the Wyndham lineup. So Clayton goes to the line for first time today. Overcooks the first free throw attempt. And can't make the second either. So he'll be disappointed with that result. Here's Green. Dishes. Tong. Rattled around the iron. It wouldn't go. And now Sunbury with an opportunity. Sanders stops and pops. He finds the iron, but it bounces out. It's got a lid on it right at the moment. Nice drive, Ayol. He really just thought to work his way through the situation there on that occasion. Looked like he might have dispensed, but then went himself, and now all of a sudden Wyndham leads by 6. Ideal beginning for Wyndham. Marshall. Oh, lovely work by Marshall. Tipping around, not going. Clayton working hard. Pushes out to Marshall. He goes back inboard to Blackshear. He banks it in for 2. And Gerald Blackshear's got 4 points. And it's a 4-point game here at Eagle Stadium. Game 1 of the best of 3 series. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Overcooking the shot was Ayol. Now Sanders brings it up the court. Nathan Marshall's work so far today has been exemplary. Blackshear goes hard again. Tries to bank it in. Can't. And that's nice work by Wyndham, and jamming it home is Manol Ayol. He's got 6 points. And Wyndham leads by that same figure. So it's been an impressive beginning by the home side. The ball just in the last couple of minutes not dropping for Sunbury. Marshall, once again, surveys his options. Blackshear, Sanders. He sold a bit of candy, then drained the 3. Wow, Ish Sanders. He's up to 5 points. As I said, he averages 26 points a game. One of the outstanding players in the competition. Alara goes and bobbles around but won't go. And then he's called for a second personal foul. Pushing foul called on Tommy. And he'll be disappointed to have incurred a couple of early ones. He steps out of the game, as does Abram Tong. And sitting down for the Jets was Gerald Blackshear. So coming in for the Jets is Jeremy Ragg. Saw him with a buzzer beater earlier this season. Bring the Sunbury supporters to life. There's a behind the back pass that doesn't quite work on this occasion. Kane Hines has got an open court in front of him, and he jams it home for his first basket of the day. And Kane Hines will just say that is an absolute dead set gift. And he makes sure that he does not fail on sending a very emphatic message, as it's a 5-point advantage held by the home side with 3:40 remaining in the first term. Extended pressure applied by Wyndham, and now they drop back. Here's Barclay. He's going to go all the way. Then he dishes out to Jeremy Ragg, and Jeremy Ragg had to wobble his way through a little bit of heavy traffic there. Things break down on offense, but it was a Wyndham hand that ultimately was the last contact with the ball. Marshall, his side in deficit by 5, looping inbound pass. Sanders, he's got an opportunity now, as he can't complete. Oh, trying to burst his way through traffic, and the tip in works for Cav Green. Sure if Ayol had scored that one, or I think it might have been the Green tip in that ultimately sent it home. Here's Barclay, works his way into the contest and attracts a bit of attention. And the foul's called on Cav Green, who to this point in time has been the form player. So Aaron Dolney came into the game, and now Keenan Gorski comes in. Cav Green's going to step out of the action as Barclay goes to the line, looking to add to his 2 points so far. 18-11, 7-point advantage for the home side. And Barclay at the stripe. Absolutely picture perfect. Barclay, exemplary technique and ultimately result on the first free throw. Can't complete the second. And Kane Hines with the defensive rebound. 18-12. 2:50 remaining in the first term. Here's Hines. Going to the hoop was Ayol. Can't complete. Here's Marshall. Sanders. Sanders dishes out to Rag. Barkley goes for 3. Just off target on that occasion. And Maurice Howard will look to set things up. He goes from a long way from home and drains the 3 from the car park. Wow. Maurice Howard, what a way to get your scoring going. Obviously the leading scorer for Wyndham so far this season, averaging 25 a game. Marshall runs into some heavy traffic and is called for the travel. No basket, despite the attempt from outside. Dropping on that occasion, but after the whistle, and the advantage is 9 with the home side. They've started absolutely brilliantly. Lucas Allen will be well pleased with this performance. Dolney in the action. Here's Gorski. Gorski averaging 13 points a game. Dolney loves it from outside. This time he drives and then attempts to get it away, and there's a foul call. I reckon there might be foul called on Nathan Baker, who has entered the action. So his first personal. Maurice is called for a double dribble. He's a little perplexed by that. Has a chat to the official, but I don't think he's going to change his mind, as Max Barkley's opportunity for a little bit of respite is very short-lived, as the hard-working captain for the Jets, Nathan Marshall, sits down and Barclay's back into the action. Not only his 3 points so far making a contribution, but his ball control. Here's Sanders. He's got a bit of work up against a couple of Wyndham defenders there on that occasion. They lose the handle, and here's Dolney. If he gets any opportunity from outside, he'll certainly capitalise. Maurice Howard hugging the sideline, goes himself. I think he might have been going the alley-oop attempt with Kane Hines on that occasion. It just ever so slightly broke down, and that opened the door for Sunbury to have an opportunity to dispatch. AL steps out of the game. Howard from the corner, short on the shot. Barkley with the rebound. 1:20 remaining, first term. Wyndham by 9. Barkley. And now Clayton. Hines works hard in defence. Yeah, that's nice work by Sunbury, but just won't drop there on that occasion for Jeremy Ragg. Green. And Maurice Howard, once again, a long way from home. And Maurice Howard, he is hot from distance today and completes his second tray. He's got 6 points. And Wyndham leads by 12. So really posing some questions to Sunbury. That's a nice drive on that occasion by Nathan Baker. He gets the appropriate reward, and that's his first field goal. Here's Green, hard at the hoop, attracts some attention. And that is an opportunity now emerging for Cav Green, as he's going to go to the strike. Maurice Howard takes a well-deserved break from the game, sits down with 6 points against his own. The foul was called on Max Barkley, his first personal. Green very flat on the shot. Two for two. Cav Green, 10 points. 26-14, 12-point game. 23 seconds remaining. Good pressure. Aaron Dolney does very, very well indeed. Dispenses to Kane Hines. Here's Gorski. He drives, then dispenses. Outside, a little bit short on the shot there by Abram Tong. Now an opportunity emerges for Nathan Baker. Barkley goes to the hoop. Can't complete. There is quarter time here at Eagle Stadium. Nickel Championship Courts hosting game 1 of the grand final playoff. And early doors, it is the home side that has started ever so brightly in what is going to be an absolutely outstanding contest, no doubt. And I know the Wyndham supporters will be pretty pleased with the way things have started. Let's look to the score sheet. And the form player on the scoreboard so far has been Cav Green. He's been absolutely outstanding. And Cav Green has got 10 points. Maurice Howard has 6. Manel Ayol has 8. Kane Hines 2. And for the Sunbury Jets, it's Ish Sanders with 5. Gerald Blackshear 4. Max Barkley has 3. And Nathan Baker 2. So I can tell you that the home side shooting at 50% and the visitors 31.25%. So we're going to take a short break here and then we'll be back with the second quarter action in just a few moments. Second quarter about to get underway here at Eagles Stadium. 26-14, the advantage with the home side by 12, but we know that this Sunbury Jets lineup will have had a good chat about the way things have begun. And John White, no doubt, will have put some plans in place as Sanders goes from a long way from home. He overcooks the shot. Clayton elevates. He can't complete. Blackshear goes and attracts some attention, and he draws the foul. So the points count. Blackshear up to 6 points, and he's got 1 from the free throw line. Foul was called on number 12 for Wyndham, Kane Hines. And a real teardrop there from Blackshear. And he completes, he's got 7 points to match his playing singlet. Howard. I tell you what, he's such a weapon from outside, Maurice Howard. Oh, he's Dolney firing, finding the iron. It doesn't go. Sanders to bring it up the court. His side in deficit by 9. Turned over. Good work by Cav Green. Here's Maurice Howard. He takes it all the way to the hoop. And Howard's got 8 points. Joins Manel Ayol on that 8-point figure. And the advantage is stretched back out to 11 points. Sanders and Howard, 2 quality players in our competition. Big V fans right across Victoria will absolutely relish the opportunity to watch players of that calibre go at it. Sanders tries to create some space. Clayton, fade away, just getting the shot away in time. Going again and attracting another foul is Blackshear. Points are good. And the foul's called on Aaron Dolney, number 2 for Wyndham. So Blackshear's up to 9 points and an opportunity to hit double figures with this single free throw attempt. And he makes good. So he leads the Jets in scoring. Blackshear has 10, Sanders has 5, and Barkley has 3. Nice work by Howard. The no-look pass to Gorski, who drives to the hoop and puts up a floater. Kenan Gorski would be pretty happy to get his scoring underway. 10 points separate the two sides. Wyndham with the advantage. Barkley. Got Dolney in his face. Clayton. Blackshear. Sanders. Spin move by Blackshear. And it's an offensive foul. That's his first personal. First team foul of this second term against the Jets. No real foul trouble for the Jets at the moment. Only singles at the moment. The only real issue for Wyndham is Tommy Aolara. Howard pops along too. Great work by Maurice Howard. He's got 10 points, and that gives cause for John White to call for a timeout. He just wants to have a little bit of chat. He's not totally convinced that the Jets have started this second quarter the way that he'd like, as 2 minutes and 2 seconds have elapsed in this second quarter. And not forgetting, of course, that all Big V clubs benefit from the absolutely brilliant support of the sponsors. And the Wyndham Basketball Association is no different, because the Wyndham Big V program is proudly supported by the WBA's official education partner, Victoria University. And of course, Wyndham Basketball also benefits from the likes of Sports in Focus, Cable Blue, who manage your office, Impact Sports Promotions, My Physio Evolution, and the Tigers Clubhouse. And I'm sure that it would be fair in saying that every single Big V club is very appreciative of the generous support provided by sponsors, and hopefully the sponsors feel duly acknowledged and rewarded by the manner in which the clubs support them and continue to patronise their businesses. And certainly the Wyndham Basketball Association does thank everybody that plays their part in making sure that we're able to put quality players on the court at Wyndham. Here's Nathan Marshall to bring the ball up the floor. His side in deficit by 12. Sanders moving past to Clayton. Thinks he might go himself, then he dishes off. Breaks down. Nathan Baker might have been a little open there and liked the opportunity to take a shot, but opted against it. Here's Howard. With 10 points already, Maurice Howard. 2 big threes. Gorski. Dolney from the corner. Hits the three. Aaron Dolney. He loves them from there. Might be a genetic thing for the Dolney. His sister is fairly similar in that regard. Likes it from distance. Breaks down at this moment for the Jets, although it was off a Wyndham hand. So Baker steps out of the game. The experienced Max Barkley back into the action. Here's Marshall from the baseline. Sanders, one way then the other. Pops and doesn't complete. And it's out off the Jets. And Lucas Allen's pretty happy about that. And it's going to go the way of Wyndham with 7:14 remaining in the second quarter. Howard directing traffic. Gorski. In fact, Dolney to Gorski. And fouled in the process of shooting. And the foul's called on Max Barkley. That's the second personal for the experienced number 33 for the Sunbury Jets. And that means that Gorski's going to go to the line for 3. So Keenan Gorski, been a fabulous contributor for the Wyndham program this year, makes the first. Gorski averaging 13 points a game, 4 rebounds. 2 for 2 for Gorski. And he's got his third and final free throw. And spot on for Keenan Gorski. He's got 5 points. As John White injects Jeremy Ragg into the contest. Clayton sits down. The Howard-Sanders matchup continues. Very entertaining. Hines enters the action. Blackshear. Barkley. He's got some opposition from Dolney. Goes to ground. Good enough to get the ball off. Here's Ragg. Goes with the left. Can't complete. Well, Dolney goes to ground, and Max Barkley just had a little collision with him, and it's gone against the experienced number 33 for the Jets. And that's a third personal foul, and that's a concern for the Jets. He exits the game, and coming in is Gene Vocal. And with an 18-point deficit faced by Sunbury, that's a major concern right at the moment. Plenty of game to come. And we know that the Jets didn't finish on top of the ladder for no reason at all. They're a highly seasoned and quality lineup. Here's Howard. The Jets will continue to come. Howard looping pass over the top to Hines, who's good enough to drop it in. Hines has got 4 points, and the margin is 20. Here's Nathan Marshall. Vocal. Blackshear. Sanders from distance. He finds the iron, but it doesn't drop. And it's going to be a Wyndham ball once again. So, dream beginning to this game for Wyndham. Couldn't have hoped for better to be leading by 20 with 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Cav Green sits down. Ayol back into the action. And back into the action immediately. He's up against Sanders. Spins, goes one way, then the other, then adds 2. Ayol's got 10 points. 22 points separate the two sides. Sanders. Ragg takes it to the glass. Good work by Jeremy Ragg. Gets his scoring underway. And it's going to be Kenny Gorski to bring it in for the home side. Looping pass to Howard. Vocal in his face. Ayol. Gorski from distance. Hits the 3. Wowee, Keenan Gorski. 8 points. 23 points between the two sides now. Marshall. Sanders. Finds the iron, doesn't drop. Ragg. Great recovery by Ragg, although sadly for him, goes to ground. Loses control of the ball. Dolney from the corner. Hits the 3. Wow, Aaron Dolney. One to come. Aaron Dolney up to 6 points. The foul was called on the Sunbury Jets captain, Nathan Marshall. That's his first personal foul. And Aaron Dolney for 1. And he makes good. 7 points for Aaron Dolney. And it's a 27-point margin. 49 plays 22. Blackshear and now Sanders. Dishes. Vocal takes it to the hoop. Then Marshall in the corner. That's good work by Sunbury. They pull 2 back. That's Jeremy Ragg finishing. He's got 4 points. Howard. Maurice Howard. Great contest up against the taller Blackshear. Ayol takes it to the glass. Rejected by Blackshear. Vocal. And now Ragg. Marshall. What can the captain conjure up? Got Gorski in his face. One way, then the other. Dishes to Vocal. He wants it from distance. Finds the iron. Doesn't go. Ayol. Looping past Hines. I think it was intended for Dolney, who goes from distance and drains another 3. Aaron Dolney, 10 points. Timeout with 3:41 remaining in the second quarter. 52-24, unbelievable scoreline at the moment. Things working out magnificently for Wyndham. We know full well that Sunbury will come, but Wyndham just endeavouring to create some separation right at the moment. We've got 4 players with 4 points apiece. Cav Green, Aaron Dolney, Maurice Howard and Manuel Ayol. They all have 10 points. And Keenan Gorski has 8. And for the visitors, it's Gerald Blackshear with 10 points. The solitary player in double figures. Ish Sanders has 5. Jeremy Ragg has 4. And Max Barkley has 3 points. But troublesome for Sunbury Jets is that Barclay also has 3 fouls, and that is a real headache, no doubt, for John White as he's called his side in. And we'll take a short break here. .340 remaining in the contest for the first half. Here's Marshall. Up the floor, decides to go himself. Dishes to Rag. Sanders. Gets some space from distance. Short on the shot. Recovery by Vocal. Now Marshall, he wants it from 3-point range, and he drains the 3. He says, that's how we do it, boys. The skipper steps up. Hits the long distance shot. Pulls 3 back for the visitors. Hines. Now Howard. Don't give him too much space even from distance. He drives on this occasion into the legs of Blackshear, recovered by Vocal. So the Jets get the turnover they desire. Now Sanders. Got Marshall in the corner. He shows he can do it from distance. Sanders. Blackshear's got plenty of Wyndham shirts to contend with, but he's equal to the occasion with a little bit of a spin move and adds 2. He's up to 12 points, and it's a 23-point game with 2:32 remaining in the first half. Howard hits the 3. He's hot today. 13 points for Maurice Howard. Averages 25 points a game throughout the course of the 2022 season. 54-29. Marshall. Oh, wide open Vocal. He overcooks the shot. Good recovery by the Jets. Nice pass by Marshall. Wow. Rag completes. Jeremy Ragg's got 6 points, but Nathan Marshall just once again, his work in handling the ball and offering opportunities for his teammates is just exemplary. Dolney, one way then the other. Kane Hines can't complete. He'll get another opportunity. He's stopped on that occasion by the Jets, much to the rapturous applause of the Jets fans here at Eagle Stadium. Marshall, fain to go, then dish to the man in the corner who's Vocal. Vocal gets it back. He offloads to Blackshear. The points are good for Blackshear. He's got 14 points and he's got 1 to come. So the Sunbury supporters just coming alive a little. They just sense that there's been a good run. And I can tell you that Lucas Allen also knows that it's a good run because he's called for a timeout at Eagle Stadium. And with 1:25 remaining in the first half, 54 plays 33. Not forgetting, of course, that, as I mentioned earlier, Wyndham's proudly supported by Victoria University. We do appreciate their support throughout the course of the year by way of sponsorship. And there's other sponsors including Sports in Focus, Cable Blue, Impact Sports Promotions, the Tigers Clubhouse, and My Physio Evolution. And also a number of individual player sponsors, including Rolling Bearings West, Signcraft, State Roads, Magaris Cafe, Lucas Refrigeration, and Mastertech. Blackshear. And no worries at all for Blackshear. He's got 15 points leads the game in scoring today. Cav Green started brilliantly. Kane Hines, he's had a real presence today, Kane Hines. I've enjoyed his game. He adds 2. Marshall dishes to Rag. Blackshear. Vocal thought to go from a long way from home. Sanders feigns, then steps back. Short on the shot. Nice work by Rag. Gives Vocal an opportunity. Goes with a long 2. He finds the iron, but it doesn't drop. We're inside the final minute of the first half. Howard. Hines. Cav Green attacks the glass and adds another 2. Cav Green's got a dozen. And interestingly, even in the depths of the second quarter, it looks like the Jets are going to inject Max Barkley back into the action. Maurice Howard sits down with 13 points against his name. Leads the home side in scoring. Sanders. And Blackshear works his way to the glass. Good defensive effort on that occasion by Wyndham's Cav Green and also Kane Hines. Just one final shot as Wyndham with an opportunity and taking it to the glass and not going. It was good work by Manalayo. He created an opportunity but just couldn't quite complete. And that is half-time here at Eagles Stadium. 58 plays 34 in game 1 of a 3-game grand final series between Sunbury Jets, who've dropped just 1 game throughout the course of the season, and also Wyndham, who have been absolutely outstanding. They lead 58-34. It's a 24-point buffer enjoyed by the home side. Looking to the score sheet, and for the home side, we have Maurice Howard with 13 points, Cav Green with 12, Aaron Dolney 10, and also Manal Ayol has 10 points. And for the visitors, Gerald Blackshear leads all scorers with 15 points today. He's been very impressive. Jeremy Ragg has 6, and Ish Sanders has 5. So we will be back with the second half of game 1 of our best of 3 series for the grand final men's championship Big V action. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Welcome back to the second half of action in game one of our best of three grand final series in Champ Men for Big V for season 2022. I'm Wes Cusworth providing the commentary. Hope you're enjoying the call. It's a bit of a surprise margin at this point in time with the home side 58 leading Sunbury Jets, who've dropped just the one game this season, 34, and it's going to be Wyndham with first use once again. Howard. And knocked away by Jeremy Ragg there on that occasion. And so Abram Tong denied the momentum that he was seeking. Howard inboard to Ayala, who's dispossessed. And the Jets effective in getting the stop. Clayton, Sanders. Clayton with a bit of room in which to move, dishes out to Barkley, who fires. He's short on the shot, and the ball whisked away and deemed by the referees to be Wyndham's ball. So just the one player missing from the Jets lineup today. That's Aidan Darmanin sitting on the sidelines, watching on as Green goes hard at the hoop. He'll get it back. Howard with some room to move. Sanders now in his face. And hits the tray. Ideal beginning for Wyndham. He's got 13 points. Sanders. Blackshear. Sanders creates some space. Overcooks the shot. Strong defense, a strong offensive rebound there on that occasion from Blackshear. Clayton, Ragg. Sanders attacks the hoop, then dishes. And Wyndham effective in getting the stop. And foul's called. And it is called on number 12 for Sunbury Jets, Jeremy Ragg, his first personal foul. It's really only Max Barkley that's got any foul trouble right at the moment for the Jets. He has 3. All others are singles. And just the Tomi Ayolara is the only multiple foul giver for Wyndham. Ayol, one way then the other. Got a lap of honour at a wooden drop. Ball spills free. Here's Sanders. Barkley dishes out wide. And overcooking was Clayton. Couldn't connect. He was wide open. Here's Howard. Stops and props and then dishes to Ayala. Tong hits the 3. Abram Tong. What a way to get your scoring going. 64 plays 34. 30-point game. Clayton. Blackshear. Sanders. Blackshear. And Clayton makes good. Banks in 2. Remarkably, his first basket of the day. Averages 14 a game. Short on the shot on that occasion was Ayol. And now Barkley brings the ball up the floor for the Sunbury Jets. Blackshear jams at home. And Blackshear leads all scorers with 17 points today. Brings it back to a 26-point game. Howard from distance once again and hits another 3. That's a third from a long way from home. And Maurice Howard is hot. He's got 16 points. Sanders. Barkley goes from distance and he hits a long 3. Wonderful answer from the experienced Max Barkley. 67 plays 41. We know that Sunbury Jets have certainly worked their way back into the contest from distance before. That time Howard's a little short on the shot, finds the front of the iron and it won't drop. So the Jets pick up the scraps. Nice rescue mission by Jeremy Ragg there on that occasion. The long pass, although Barkley's dispossessed. It's a one-on-one situation. And Tong out to Ayol. Didn't want the first option. Dishes to the corner, and the ball's out of bounds. So things break down at offence there on that occasion for Wyndham. And that provides another opportunity for the visitors as Jeremy Ragg exits the contest. And incoming is Nathan Marshall, and so too Gerald Blackshear sits down with 17 points against his name. And incoming is a former Wyndham player in Mark Beresdecki. That's our first look at him for the grand final series. Beresdecki. Beresdecki averages 6 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. And is a player that we know will be wholehearted in his efforts to try to draw these scores a little bit closer together. Sanders, Clayton. Good work by Clayton. Just backed his way to the hoop. Adds another 2. He's got 4 points. 67 plays 43. Green stops and props. Hits the front of the iron. And the Jets will be hoping that they can continue to claw their way back into this contest. They're going to need to make the most of their opportunities when they go forward. Barkley again. He finds the iron, but it won't go. Green runs into some heavy traffic. No basket, wiped away. And the foul's called on the newcomer to the game in number 15, Mark Beresdecki, his first personal. Sitting down is Abram Tong, and coming back into the contest is the smooth operator, Aaron Dolney. Cav Green at the line, makes good with the first. He's got 13 points. 2 for 2 for Cav Green. 14, sits down, incoming. Number 12 for Wyndham, it's Kane Hines looking to add to his 6 points for the game so far. Nathan Marshall. Barkley has his block shot by Ayalara. And in fact, he's made some contact. And the foul is called on Tomi Ayalara. That is a third personal for the big fella, the Wyndham captain. And that is going to send Max Barkley to the line, looking to build on his 6 points. 3 to come. So, a hushed crowd here breaks into applause as Barkley makes these first. Plenty of Sunbury support. Great to see they've come down to Wyndham. Makes the second. This is going to need to be the theme across the course of the second half, that Sunbury's going to need to capitalise on every opportunity. 2 of 3 for Max Barkley. Has to settle for 8 points in total. 69 plays 45. Held. Dishes to Hines. Putting it through hands. Now Dolney from the corner. Hits the 3. And the Wyndham crowd comes alive. Aaron Dolney, 13 points. And the margin back out to 27. Jamming at home is Gerald Blackshear. 19 points. Continues to lead all scorers. 72 plays 47. 4:15 remaining in this third quarter of game one. Nice work by Howard, one way then the other. And makes good as he goes up with the left. Howard's got 18 points, leads Wyndham in scoring. Blackshear. Barkley. Now Sanders. The weapon for Sunbury. Loops it over the top to Blackshear. Nice combination there by the Jets. And the finisher is Trevon Clayton. He has 6 points. And now Wyndham. Ayol drives to the glass. He's up to 15 points. Back to 27, separating the two sides. As Marshall, Clayton set the screen and moved nicely into position. Now tries to work his way to the hoop. Ayolara, good resistance. Great defence by Tommy Ayolara. Here's Howard cleaning up the scraps, then dishing to Ayol from the corner. Front of the iron, doesn't go. He'll get another opportunity. Now Dolney from the opposite corner. He hits the three, and he continues his purple patch. 16 points for Aaron Dolney, and it's back to a 30-point game. Sanders does a lap of honour for Sanders, and it won't go. Now Howard. Oh, lovely behind the back work by Howard. Such incredible ball handling from Maurice Howard. And now probably his peer, Ish Sanders, has his opportunity. Off to Blackshear, and they work their way to the basket for two, and all of a sudden Blackshear's got 21 points. Continues to lead all scorers. Howard. And a long two comes from Manuel Ayol. He's got 17 points. Back to a 30-point ball game. Barkley for three. Short on the shot. Howard. He stops and props. Off target. Another opportunity for Sanders. He's got some space. Now Hines in his face. Barkley feigns, goes one way, then the other. All the way to the glass was Blackshear. Didn't drop. Nathan Marshall will get an opportunity. He pushes it out. Blackshear gets anywhere near the glass, and he does exactly that. Adds another two. He's got 23 points. Bit of a lone ranger right at the moment for the Sunbury Jets on the score sheet. It's been absolutely outstanding. Dolney pausing and popping, and Manuel Ayol hits the three. He has got 20 points, and it's a 31-point ball game. Sanders, Blackshear, pushes wide. Barkley from the corner. He's short on the shot. Knocked away by Howard to the advantage of Dolney. Has to try to get past Sanders, and that's a difficult task. With 26 seconds remaining in this third quarter, both sides make changes. Keenan Gorski and Cav Green come in for the home side, and for the visitors, it's Jeremy Ragg re-enters the fray. Gorski, quick hands. Howard from the corner. Plenty of iron, doesn't go. Green, stopped by Blackshear, but Kane Hines says, well, I can have a piece of that too, and he's got 8 points. Kane Hines only averages 4 points a game across the course of the season. He's got 8 today in the first game of the grand final series. Good work by Jeremy Ragg as he elevates and attracts some attention. And that foul has been called on Keenan Gorski. That's the second personal for him. Ragg's a little short on the shot with his first free throw attempt. And he can't make the second either. And that is three-quarter time here at Eagle Stadium. And in what is proving to be something of a surprise to this point in time, with still a quarter to come. 86 plays, 53. The advantage with Wyndham. Looking to the score sheet, Manuel Ayol has 20 points, leads Wyndham in scoring. Maurice Howard has 18. Aaron Dolney has 16. Cav Green has hit 14. And also 8 points apiece to Keenan Gorski and Kane Hines. And for the visitors, the Sunbury Jets led in scoring by the game high leading scorer, Gerald Blackshear, with 23 points. Max Barkley has 8 points, and then a couple of players with 6 apiece, Trevon Clayton and Jeremy Ragg. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter of game 1 of our 3-game grand final series in Big V Championship Men in just a few moments. Fourth quarter action in game 1. 86 plays 53. Here's the Sunbury Jets skipper, Nathan Marshall. Sanders breaks down. Clayton couldn't get a handle. And now Howard. Gorski dishes out to Howard. Wyndham's inside-outside game's been working brilliantly today. Gorski dispenses to Dolney. He's got the hot hand from distance, finds the iron, doesn't go. Good work by Green firstly, and then the finisher is Kane Hines. And Hines has got double figures. He hits 10 points. Nathan Marshall thought to go, then dished off to Clayton. Sanders stopped at his tracks by Wyndham. Here's Dolney. He's got Barclay to contend with, goes to the glass. And Aaron Dolney adds 2. He's got 18 points. What a game for Aaron Dolney. Clayton, Marshall. He's got such good hands, Nathan Marshall. Unfortunately, on that occasion, I think Clayton just slipped. And unfortunately for him, may have actually run out of tarmac. Yes, the official thinking what I'm thinking, and just had a little look at the surface just to check if there wasn't anything a little bit sweaty or greasy there that might have caused that Trevon Clayton stumble. .8:32 remaining in the contest. Here's Howard. Exemplary skills, and the teardrop produces 2, attracts some attention. The points are good. Clayton's called for the foul. And Maurice Howard has 20 points and 1 to come as John White sends Mark Beresdecki back into the contest. And Gerald Blackshear, Howard bobbles around and drops. Howard's got 21 points. It's a 40-point ball game. Remarkable scoreline. Here's Beresdecki. Sanders. Marshall, the runner. Just a little flat. Wyndham win it back. Howard, 2 to contend with. Gets around Beresdecki and offloads to Green, who makes good. Cav Green's got 16 points. And that is a second personal foul called on Gerald Blackshear, number 7 for the Sunbury Jets. Cav Green for 1. Ish Sanders steps out of the game, coming in is Jean Vocal. That's Cav Green, 17 points. Nathan Marshall. Gorski in his face. Barkley from distance. Looked to be on target. Bobbled around. Didn't get the drop. Green attacks the glass. Barkley now another opportunity. Quick dispense to Vocal. Now Beresdecki backs his way to the glass. He's got Howard in his face, but he does nicely on the left. Mark Beresdecki, the former Wyndham player, has 2 points. 41 points separate the two teams. Wyndham just take their time. Howard. Gorski now. That was good work by Nathan Marshall, got a hand in. Now Marshall will have an opportunity. It's a one-on-one. Uses his left, and Nathan Marshall does well. He's got 5 points. Howard, Vocal to contend with. Hines with the screen. Cav Green elevates, and he's all over the top of Barkley on that occasion. And it's deemed to be a pushing foul. And that is indeed a second personal foul called on Cav Green. Here's Barkley, tireless worker. Stops, pops, front of the iron. Hines with the defensive rebound. Howard from distance. Oh, once again, not even close to the 3-point line. And Maurice Howard has got 24 points and leads all scorers in today's game one of our 3-game grand final series. Barkley can't make a drop. Now Howard. This time he's short on the shot. Can't complete. Marshall continues to run hard. Wyndham get a hand in. Dolney attacks the glass and completes. Points are good. 4th personal foul called on Max Barkley. Coming in for the Jets, Ivan Alonkarik, as Gerald Blackshear takes a break from the game with 23 points against his name. Dolney is good with the free throw. 21 points for Aaron Dolney. He's been outstanding today. Really hit a rich vein of form. Marshall, Beresdecki from distance. Wide on the shot. And it's going to be a Jets ball. .102 plays 57. Know that we'll have many viewers from Sunbury who will be eagerly anticipating the return bout next Saturday night, and then quite potentially the game 3 on Sunday. Hope you can get along and support both sides. That was Loncarrick, can't connect. Barkley. Loncarrick has another opportunity, and once again Wyndham's defence is strong. Gorski up against Marshall. Marshall seems a little bemused, and he's called for a second personal foul. It's been a tireless work here today, the Jets captain. So the referee just asking Maurice to come a little bit closer. 5:15 remaining in the contest. Hines, Howard, screen from Hines. Gorski, Dolney, offloads. Deng right on the shot, but I suspect there was a Jets hand in that made that a little bit difficult. There's a heavy screen set by Loncarrick. He does well, banks in two. Strong stuff by Loncarrick. Both sides, enormous respect. Both appreciate the fact that they're two quality teams in this competition, as were the semi-final losers, as Howard can't make that drop, and it's cleared out by the Jets. Marshall weaves his way through traffic. Barkley from distance. He hits the three. Barkley hits double figures with that. He's up to 11 points. Brings it back to a 40-point margin. Deng. And Dolney and Gorski combine. Back to Dolney from distance once again. This one won't go. The smooth operator, who's been in hot form today, Barkley. Beresdecki. Fade away. Nice work by Beresdecki. He's got 4 points. Maurice Howard leads Wyndham in scoring with 24 points today. And Gerald Blackshear leading the visitors with 23. So, a couple of new players introduced into the lineup now. We see Ned Caldwell on the court for the first time today as Barkley takes a break from the game. Deng offloads to Dolney. Hines rejected. Good work by Loncarrick. He's a strong player. Here's Caldwell. Popping the two is Weston. Can't connect. Oscar Jones in for Wyndham. So some bench players getting a run now with this significant margin. Deng dishes out to Jones. Dolney from the corner. Short on the shot. Offensive rebound is with Hines. And look at that work. Weaving his way through traffic was Josh Norling for his first basket of the game. Cut a swathe through the key. There's a very heavy screen, and in fact deemed to be an illegal screen set by James Weston. That's first personal foul, as Aaron Dolney is floored on that occasion. 40 points, the difference. 104 plays 64. Deng and Norling. Norling calls Deng forward. Dolney. Dolney one way, then the other. Beautiful work on the left. Just doesn't quite finish. Here's Loncarrick. Beresdecki offloads out to Weston. Weston once again. Loncarrick, the floater. Short on the shot. Vocal. And it's a foul called on Emmanuel Deng, his first personal. And Gene Vocal was the man with whom he made contact, and he's got the ball in his hands right now, Vocal. Very flat three attempt. Can't complete. Dolney with the defensive rebound. Quick offload to Deng from the corner. Norling. He's long on the shot. And it's going to be a Jets ball. Coming in for the home side is Abram Tong as Aaron Dolney receives rich applause from this Wyndham crowd. Aaron Dolney exits the game with 21 points. Been outstanding today. Loncarrick again setting a strong screen. Weston fires. Can't complete. Beresdecki does well. He's right in the midst of three opposing players, but did very strong work. Beresdecki just couldn't quite complete. Here's Deng. And cut off by Beresdecki once again. Read that like a book. That pass. From range. That was Ned Caldwell firing. Front of the iron. Jones cleaning up the scraps. Jones one way, then the other. Quick offload to Dang. Dang. Norling almost with a dip in. Just came from nowhere, elevating. Getting quite acrobatic now in the final stages. Here's Beresdecky up against the former teammate in Hines. And Hines has scored for the foul. So it's going to be big Mark Beresdecky going to the line. Final 60 seconds of game one of the best of three champ men grand final. Norling, bit of room. Hines, Loncarrick in his face, but Hines is good enough to finish. He's got a dozen. Surpassing his season average, Kane Hines. He's been really good today. Weston attacks the glass, and he's absolutely mauled. The foul's called on Oscar Jones, number 33 for Wyndham. And that means that, in fact, Ned Caldwell it is that's going to the line. Short on the shot, Caldwell with his first attempt. 106 plays 66. Emphatic display today by Wyndham. In game one, you know the Jets are going to come out firing next week. There's no question of that. They will watch the tape and they'll certainly reassess the situation and look at how they can combat the amazing offence of Wyndham today. Good work by Beresdecky, affects the turnover. Here's Loncarrick, dishes to the corner. Vocal, lovely work, Vocal. Clever stuff. And he's not going to give up right to the death, Vocal. In Norling's face, Hines says we are going to wrap it up there as he watches the clock count down. Both sides, the coaches, with great respect for one another. Hands are shaking. Hines holds his ground. And that is full time here at Eagle Stadium. And in what has been a most emphatic display by the home side, the Nickel Championship courts have witnessed an amazing game one of a best of three grand final series in the champ men. It's Wyndham 106 have defeated the Sunbury Jets 68. I don't think a result was ever out of the question for Wyndham, but perhaps just the magnitude of that defeat has been something that has surpassed people's expectations. It's been absolutely enormous. As we'll go through some of the relevant stats. As I can tell you that Wyndham was led in scoring by Maurice Howard with 23 points. Aaron Dolney had 21 in his 22 minutes on the court. He was outstanding today. Manal Ayol finished with 20 points and Cav Green 17. Kane Hines surpassing his season's average. He had 12 points. And it was a very impressive effort by Cav Green in particular with a double-double of 17 points and 11 rebounds. And not forgetting, of course, that Manal Ayol also had 20 points and 7 rebounds. It was a very, very impressive display. Of course, Sunbury best served on the score sheet by Gerald Blackshear, who scored 23 points across the course of his 27 minutes on the court. And he was supported by the likes of Max Barclay, who finished with 11. He was the only other player to finish with double figures. Max Barclay playing 28 minutes today. Absolutely tireless worker. Not only scoring himself, but obviously creating opportunities for teammates. We saw that a number of players got on the score sheet, but there just weren't enough contributing big numbers. And Trevon Clayton finished with 6, Jeremy Ragg also 6, along with Mark Beresdecky, while Nathan Marshall had 5 and Ish Sanders had 5. And I suspect that was probably the key. The defensive work of Wyndham, when you consider that Ish Sanders averages 26 points per game and finished with just 5 today, in fact. He'll obviously use that as a real spur to come out in Game 2 and even potentially Game 3. The games to be played at Sunbury, of course, to complete the Champ Men best of 3 grand final series. But what an outstanding performance today by Wyndham. We congratulate them on their outstanding performance. We know full well that Sunbury are going to come out firing, and we'll certainly view this tape and take lots of lessons away from the way in which Wyndham approached Game 1. And we know that the Jets are far from done, and that is the benefit of a best of 3 grand final series, knowing full well that opportunities continue to arise, particularly when they get onto their home court in front of their hometown crowd. But congratulations to Wyndham, and congratulations too to the Sunbury Jets fans who have come down in numbers. I know that many will be watching the live stream today, but we also have a number that have obviously made their way down here to Eagle Stadium, and we thank them for coming down and providing a really fantastic atmosphere as we saw Game 1 decided today, and it was Wyndham winning comfortably. We congratulate them on their efforts, and we hope that you can join us again as the Grand Final Series continues next weekend. I'm Wes Cusworth. On behalf of the team, including Dave Chalmers, who was on the camera today, did a fantastic job, as he has done throughout the course of the season. We'll catch you again in future games.